Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom surrounded by shimmering silver mountains and whispering pine trees, a beautiful baby girl was born. She had skin as white as freshly fallen snow, lips as red as blooming roses, and hair as black as the midnight sky. Her parents named her Snow White. As she grew, Snow White blossomed into the kindest and most gentle soul in the entire kingdom. Everyone adored her. But her stepmother, the queen, was a proud and cruel woman, obsessed with her own beauty. Every single day she would stand before her enchanted mirror and ask the same question. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? And every day the mirror would faithfully answer, You, my queen, are the fairest. But one fateful morning, everything changed. When the queen asked her usual question, the mirror's reply was different. My queen, it said, you are fair. It is true, but Snow White is 1,000 times fairer than you. The queen's heart instantly turned to ice with rage and jealousy. She immediately summoned her most loyal huntsman and ordered him to take Snow White deep into the forest and make sure she never returned. The huntsman, however, couldn't bring himself to harm such an innocent and sweet girl. As they walked among the towering trees, he turned to her and whispered urgently, Run, dear princess, run away and never ever come back. Terrified, Snow White ran as fast as her legs could carry her, deeper and deeper into the dark woods until she stumbled upon a tiny, charming cottage. Hesitantly, she peeked inside. The cottage was tidy and small, with 7 little beds, 7 tiny cups, and 7 miniature chairs. Exhausted from her escape, she cleaned up a bit and fell fast asleep. Soon, the owners of the cottage returned home, singing a cheerful tune. They were 7 kind dwarfs, and when they found Snow White, their hearts went out to her. Please, stay with us, they pleaded. And so she did. Snow White cooked, sang, and filled their little home with warmth and joy. But back at the castle, the evil queen consulted her mirror again and learned that Snow White was still alive and well. Furious, she devised a wicked plan. Disguising herself as a harmless old peddler woman, she travelled to the dwarf's cottage. She knocked on the door and offered Snow White a beautiful, shiny red apple. But this was no ordinary apple. It was poisoned with the queen's darkest magic. Trusting the old woman, Snow White took just one small bite and instantly fell into a deep, enchanted sleep, as if frozen in time. When the dwarfs returned, they were heartbroken. They couldn't bear to bury their beloved princess, so they built a coffin of pure crystal and placed her inside, guarding it day and night in a forest clearing. Days turned into weeks, and seasons changed. One day a handsome prince was riding through the forest when he came upon the crystal coffin. He was mesmerized by Snow White's serene beauty. He felt a connection so strong, as if he had known her his whole life. Touched by her purity, he gently leaned down and gave her a true love's kiss. Instantly, the dark spell was broken. Snow White's eyes fluttered open. The dwarfs cheered with delight. The forest itself seemed to glow with happiness, and Snow White smiled, her light brighter than the morning sun. The prince took her back to his own kingdom, a land where kindness and love ruled above all else. And there Snow White lived happily ever after. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more magical tales.